Welcome to the second episode of the Fanatic Brackets here on the Ring Fanatics YouTube channel. I am Nick, your host. With me, as always, for the Fanatic Brackets show is my co-host Joel.
Yo.
Before we get into the guests and for the bracket today, subscribe to the Ring Fanatics on YouTube and on every single social media platform: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, literally anywhere, including the audio streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and every single platform.
Yes, sir.
Today, for the second episode, we have a good friend of ours, no, the one, the only, MikeyStaxx. What's going on, man? How are you?
What's up, fellas? Good to be here today. Talk about some prime NXT. Let's do
Yes,
Yes.
this.
sir.
Yes, this is an interesting topic. This is probably one of the greatest brackets we've done so far. So,
This is so tough.
very, very
This is so
challenging,
tough.
down to the line one. Like we were talking about it before you got on, such a hard one to even go and break down.
Yes.
So since you were the guest and you came up with the topic, do you mind introducing the topic and give the reason why you chose this topic?
So basically, we'll be discussing who had the best run at NXT of all time. Not just NXT title run, but just including matches, pay-per-views, the impact they made within the brand, how they elevated the brand. So that's all we're gonna be talking about today, man.
Yeah, of course, of course.
And I came up with it because, like I said, NXT is what really brought me back into wrestling. So I just came up with it when you asked me. So
Okay, cool. Like I said, this is a pretty hard bracket to break down. So I'm glad you chose this because I'm super excited to talk about it with the both of you, break it down, and who we're gonna choose as the winner between the three of us. So I'm gonna explain the rules for those who have not listened or heard or seen any of the other previous bracket episodes. Basically, what these bracket episodes entail. Uh, Three of us individually have chosen winners to go on to each round of the bracket, have filled out our own brackets or winners. And we're going to discuss it as a group today. We're going to break it down matchup by matchup, round by round. And whichever person gets 2 or 3 votes in each round will move on to the next round until we get to the very end. And whichever superstar is left standing will be the winner between the group bracket. Like you said, Mikey, it's really based on who had the better run, matches, character, overall, like literally however way we want to look at it is basically our opinion. So there is no right or wrong answers, just our opinion based only. And I'm excited. Since you are our guest, Mikey, I am just gonna have you started off here with the first matchup between Finn Balor and Neville. Who did you choose? Who do you have winning and move on to the next round here?
this one was really hard because I feel like Neville's impact on NXT is very, very underrated. And when he was champion, it was a very much smaller brand. It was really known as that developmental brand that it was. But I'm gonna have to go with Finn Balor, man. When Finn Balor was champion, not even just champion, when he got on the scene, NXT was looking more as a third brand. It was more like Raw, SmackDown, and then it was NXT. Not only that, they were traveling. Just all the storylines he had with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens and the matches with Sami Zayn. And to me, I got to go Finn Balor. Finn Balor over AJ Neville. Hard, but Finn Balor over AJ Neville.
That's a good pick. That is a good pick. Joel, who did you have moving on to the next round between the two?
Tough one. It was a tough one, but I have to agree with Mikey. Finn just had, I feel, such a better run, but also there was more eyes on NXT at the time, so maybe Neville didn't get the love he deserved. But like he said, the matches he was putting on, again, when he got signed, he was like the first like international guy that was brought on into NXT, and he came in with so much hype, and he just made such an impact. And having the show in Japan when they came back, on the WWE Network special, you know what I mean? They never really did specials like that before him. He was like one of the first like big names that, like I said, was internationally known.
Yeah. I agree with both of you here. I mean, I also put down Finn Balor here, clean sweep, and I agree with every single one of your points. I think Finn Balor for me put NXT on the map, and what you said, Joel, and Finn Balor really made NXT the most talked about brand between the three, and Even
And
his second title run too. His second time going back to
yeah,
NXT
Oh,
was
I forgot about
yeah.
yeah,
that. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
my God. I didn't even include that.
Like
Yeah,
Oh,
his second
he
time,
helped them become global.
yeah, he
yes.
really did. He really did. And then I think his second run was underrated too, even though most of it was not in front of an audience. I think that was also a memorable run.
Yes.
Most
Matches with
definitely.
like Gargano and Adam Cole. He went back to face those guys down there, even though they weren't around when he first started. So I think if you take a look at, I think his first run was better than the second, but I think his second one wasn't that bad either. So, he had two separate runs that meant a lot to the brand. So that's
Yes.
why I chose Finn Balor going on clean sweep. Sorry, Neville, but Finn Balor moved on to the next round here. Let's go ahead and start with you, Joel, for the second matchup between Shinsuke Nakamura and Aleister Black. Joel, who do you have moving on to the next round here?
Nakamura, 100%.
Mhm.
Love Aleister Black. Nakamura just had Nakamura. I look more at matches. Like
Yeah,
he didn't have that much personality. Aleister had more personality, but Nakamura, the matches he was putting on, just the first one that he came in with against Zayn and the splash that made,
Mm.
you
yeah,
knew that he was gonna work in that. You know what I mean? Like people were so second guessing, like with the translate, like the barrier of the language. How will he do in NXT? How will he do in the States? And right off the bat, he just showed, I'm here and I'm gonna make myself known. And then
yeah.
getting the title, having the matches, putting on incredible matches. A lot of them that, if you look up like NXT greatest matches, Nakamura's on that list
Mm.
a
Yeah.
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
No shade to Aleister Black, but just Nakamura just I felt made a bigger splash than him in NXT.
Yeah, and who do you have, Mikey, going the second
Oh,
round? I agree with you.
I completely agree with Joel. Shinsuke. As much as I love Aleister Black, I don't know. I feel like Aleister Black run was a little bit also too short. I think he
Yes.
Yeah,
got called up a little bit too early, way earlier than when he needed to be called up.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it goes back to what Finn, when Shinsuke was getting there, it was still growing. So
Yeah.
he
yeah,
added on to the growth. And like you said, one thing about NXT is the storytelling they had through their matches. They didn't need to put on insanely long promos or stupid backstage segments. You could feel the story through the matches. So that whole translation barrier, English barrier, like Joel said, it really didn't matter because you felt his matches. I
exactly.
gotta go with Shinsuke.
Exactly. I think we're gonna have to do another clean sweep here because I agree with all your points right now. Because for me, Shinsuke was the guy who um really made NXT a big deal because when he first got into the company, they made it a big deal.
Yeah.
They had a whole press conference for this guy when he first got signed, and that was like the biggest. Like you can say Finn Balor is too, but I think Shinsuke for me was like I knew NXT was going to be a big deal because of his signing and his run, his matches against Samoa Joe, and I think that brought over a lot of international guys for me. I think because he had just running New Japan and all of his fans over there. I think that's the reason why like it kind of started from there. Um, I just love Shinsuke's run, so I had to choose him over Aleister Black as well. Um, Bringing over a second clean sweep. I'll start the next round here between Kevin Owens and Bobby Roode.
Mm.
This was a
Mm.
tough one. This was a tough
Oh
one.
shit.
I don't know about you guys, but this was a tough one for me. But who I chose, I don't know if this is going to be a hot take, but I chose Kevin Owens. I chose Kevin Owens. I feel like Kevin Owens, even though I know Joel and I talked about it before we recorded, how Kevin Owens had a shorter run than Bobby Roode. I still think he made an impact in those 6 months, just as much as Bobby Roode did in his time there.
Mm.
So I love his. He was like one of the best heels NXT even had, if not the greatest heel they had. So that especially since he faced Cena as NXT champion before he even got called up, and he beat him. That made it even better. That made it even better. So that's why I had to choose Kevin Owens. I love Bobby Roode. No shot at Bobby Roode, but that's why I had to choose Kevin Owens. Who wants to go next to this one?
You want to take it, Joel?
I'll take it. Yeah, I picked Bobby Roode. I picked
Mm.
Bobby Roode. I feel like Bobby Roode, um, I don't know, man. Kevin Owens just had such a short run. I know he did a lot in that run, but Bobby Roode was really in there for the long haul, and he was really like the first surprise signing we got. Like if you remember, a lot of them were announced beforehand. You know what I mean? It was like Balor's getting signed. Samoa Joe is making his way to WWE. He's going to have
Yeah.
the last ROH match. You know what I mean? Bobby Roode just showed up on the takeover. I think he was the first. Was he the first like crowd, like the first person in the crowd in NXT?
I believe so.
I think so.
That was
Yes.
like, whoa, like a TNA guy signed to WWE. Whoa, you know what I mean? It was like just one of those moments, and then for him to come in and make the impact that he did, and having great matches, and just take over Toronto, take over
Mm,
Orlando. You know what I mean?
mm.
Like just
Yeah.
and having such a good ass title run that made you think when he got to the main roster, what the fuck are they doing? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He was the first guy, maybe not the first guy, but he was one of the first guys that actually had such a paved way in NXT that you were like, they can't fuck him up, can't they? Like, could they? And of course, you know what happens, but I just think, yeah, I think he just had such a better run than Owens. Not shitting on Kevin Owens. He had a great run. I just think he didn't have enough time. Kind of like what
Mm.
Mikey said about Aleister Black. We didn't really get to see the potential of the NXT Kevin Owens because they just put him in the main roster at like such a quick time, and then had him just jump up there not long after.
I think for me, it was just like I said, the solely fact that he beat John Cena as NXT
Yeah,
champ was like that was an awesome moment. I mean, like I love Bobby Roode, love his career, but I think that meant more than that.
yeah.
Mikey, who do you have between Kevin Owens and Bobby Roode?
I'm gonna go with the big KO on this one, and
Ooh,
the reason why I will say, to me, in my opinion, in NXT, Kevin Owens was NXT first true heel in
yeah,
the sense that you just hated him. Like what he came on the scene, your best friend Sami Zayn, your best friend won the NXT championship, and you power bombed him on the same night on the apron.
First night
yeah.
too.
First
First night,
night. First
yeah,
night. So now with that heat, I think that storyline right there already brought so much more eyes to NXT. And this is how actually I got into NXT is when what Nick said when Kevin Owens faced John Cena. So I'm looking like, who is this big guy? Like, damn, he can move. He
yeah,
hitting these backflips off the turnbuckle, and it's like, okay, I got to go check out what NXT is about because if he's representing NXT, they got to have some pretty good stuff going on. So I just feel like in terms of Joel was right. He didn't have that much. He didn't have that long of a run, but like I said, I just think Kevin Owens is the first true heel of NXT. He brought so many more eyes. I gotta go with KO. Gotta go with
yeah.
KO.
And
Gotcha.
that storyline with Sami Zayn when he turned on him with the when he powerbombed him through the the side of the ring. I think that was like one of my personal favorite rivalries in NXT, and
Yes.
probably one of
Yeah,
the most memorable runs. I mean, feuds
yeah. It's
between the
up
two.
there.
Because you gotta think before that, it was really just all right. There was champion NXT, and then there was the challenger. It was no really other storyline between that before this Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn got brought up. I feel
Yeah,
like after that, it was like, okay, now we need to have some storylines within NXT. This is becoming more of a brand instead of a developmental.
yeah,
Because you're not
Yeah,
developing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at that point. They've been in the wrestling business for 10 plus years at that point.
exactly. Yeah,
You know what I mean? You
exactly. Yeah,
probably
yeah.
you probably adjusting them to the WWE way of doing things,
Hmm.
but it's not a development brand where you got Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens at that point. So
Exactly,
you're
exactly.
pretty much your own third brand at this point.
That is true. That's
yeah.
what I was thinking
One
about too.
hundred
Like,
percent. Yeah, 100%.
I think it's pretty much they didn't need in work ring like, help in that way. It just storyline wise, they
Yeah.
the matches that they put together, and that just meant a lot. Knowing that they're also close friends in real life for years, so that like, really was a big deal the way I
And
saw
then
it.
the storyline's still going to this day.
Yeah,
Till
yeah,
this
it's yeah.
day, bro.
Till this day, 10 years
To this
later.
day, man.
Yeah, that is true. So Kevin Owens is advancing to the second round. Sorry, Bobby Roode. Um, that was a tough one too, because that was one of the ones where I was like, okay, who do I choose here?
I feel like this whole bracket's so
Oh,
fucking hard. I
and
feel
Yeah,
I'm
like
glad. I'm so glad you put Bobby Roode too, not Robert. I hope he gets
I
Bobby
know.
yeah,
back.
thank
I
you.
just had to say that. I
I
can't
know.
stand this Robert Bull, but
Yeah, me
okay,
either.
sorry. I just had to say that.
Nah, I
Yeah, I know.
definitely
I
agree
hate
with
Robert
that.
Roode too. I hate the name Robert Roode.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't stand that. I was like, I hope he comes back with the name. If I see Bobby Roode on the Titantron, I'll be like, thank you,
Oh,
John.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose
Yeah.
it.
Same here. Same here. So Mikey, we're gonna start with you again with this next round between Matt Riddle versus Sami Zayn,
uh,
the former honorary Uce now.
it,
Who do you have between the two,
is
the greatest
this
NXT?
even a question? I love what Matt Riddle did,
Yeah,
but come on, Sami Zayn. When you think of NXT and how it started, you think of Sami Zayn. They
yeah,
called him the heart and soul of NXT for a reason. The matches he put on, the storylines he put on. Oh my god. And he was there when before it really became a third brand, when it was still called developmental. He was there. He was
yeah,
Yep.
still there. And he if you're talking about one of the people that really helped it grow, he was the one. And he took a lot of losses for that brand too. He took some against Finn
mhm,
Balor, he took some against Shinsuke Nakamura. He sacrificed a lot for that
yeah,
brand to help it grow.
Yep.
I gotta go with Sami Zayn. Plus
yeah.
his NXT title run, even though it's short, but still emotional.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think we talked about before with a few of these guys so far how like they had a short NXT run. I feel like he had a fair run
Yeah.
to where it wasn't too
Yeah.
short, wasn't too long. I think he stayed there for the perfect time and got called up at the right time. And I think he had a great run. So for that, well, not for that reason, but for me thinking that he had a fantastic run, and I agree with you, Mikey. He was the heart and soul of NXT. So I'm gonna have to put Sami Zayn too. Even though his main roster run wasn't the hottest start, but I think he like during his time there, his run in NXT was it meant something to the company. Without him, without a few of these guys, NXT wouldn't be what it was.
One thousand
So for that,
percent.
I had to choose Sami Zayn as well. Joel, who do you have between the two?
Matt Riddle. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is the guy that got me into NXT. Sami Zayn
Mm,
Yeah,
versus Cesaro got me into watching
mm.
forgot about that
NXT.
match, but that was a banger
Um,
match.
Sami Zayn versus Cesaro, Sami Zayn versus Finn versus Shinsuke, the Four Corners match against TJ, um, Neville. I fucking forgot who else was in that, but just the matches he's had and the
Hideo
impact he
Itami.
had on the yeah, and the impact he had on NXT. Like you said, he was the guy. He was the person. He did take a lot of losses for it, but those losses really put NXT on the map and just made it to what it was, like what it is today. Well, what it was before the shift, but
Yeah.
NXT
Yeah,
NXT is Sami Zayn. Like that's what it is.
and I think that like with him bringing up the so many losses, I think that it benefited him that he lost, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
because it didn't hurt him at all. It didn't hurt him. He lost
Nope.
so many times that he still was a great superstar in NXT.
Because
Oh,
he lost through
100.
good matches. It's not
Yeah,
Yes.
like
Yes.
there's matches where okay, it just completely buries somebody. Like it was made for somebody to look strong.
yeah,
But what NXT was doing was okay, we're gonna have two guys. Of course, we're gonna have Shinsuke put over. We're gonna have Finn Balor put over. But we're also gonna put Sami Zayn over, even though he lost. So
yeah,
nobody's looking weak. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
exactly. And I think his match against Shinsuke Nakamura during his debut, um,
Uh
that
beautiful.
even though that hurt, like, he lost, that was a great match, great introduction,
Yeah.
a person to put him against. He's one of the guys though, like Sami Zayn, who I wish had a match at one of the takeovers that was in like a bigger crowd,
Oh my
Before
god.
like
he
a
had before
Gargano
he
Yes.
got
takeover.
yeah. Before it
Yes.
started getting popping. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
also shout out Sami Zayn because not only did he lose to Shinsuke on that, what was it, that Saturday night? Yeah, it was before they switched to Sundays.
Yeah,
Next day, wrestled in the IC title ladder match at WrestleMania 32.
yeah, that was
Yep.
his last NXT
That
match,
was the
right? I
call
believe.
up. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just like what a perfect end to like a perfect run.
yeah,
And I honestly thought Sami Zayn was going to be not exactly Daniel Bryan, but at that time, I thought he was going to be another Daniel Bryan, another underdog
hmm,
who overcame the
No,
odds because the crowd loved him. The
yeah.
crowd, I think that's why they were so quick to call him up because they saw that connection to the crowd.
definitely.
Eh,
I
ah,
never really put Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan in the same comparison, but I can kind of see that though. Like I
I'm just
kind of
saying
see.
in terms of how much
Yeah,
the crowd connected to him.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah. I can
So
agree with that. I never, like I said, I never really thought of it, but I'm like, that's kind of true now that I think about it,
Yeah, they
because
got
it's
a lot
like,
of similarities.
yeah, yeah, especially during his, I believe his first main roster run. I don't know if his first one, but he had like a feud against Braun Strowman. Then Mick Foley was involved, and like that
yeah.
whole like there was like, this one segment where they were like going in against each other, saying how like Sammy couldn't beat him. He wasn't. That storyline got me sold on the main roster with Sami Zayn,
Yes.
and
Yep.
I was like, even though I've seen him in NXT, I think that feud itself was like, I believe in Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Um,
Was that when Mick Foley was GM?
yeah,
Yep. It
That's why I
was.
don't
yeah,
Yep.
remember. I blocked that shit
yeah.
out. That time was just a blur.
And I think,
To be honest.
and during that time too, like that roster that year in 2016 was like, it was kind of stacked. You had some of the recent NXT call ups that are in this bracket, plus some of the guys who've been established already. So it was a perfect time, even though he didn't really get a lot of run or more like a lot of minutes on TV, but it's like it was still a perfect time for him to get called up to be put in these certain feuds and situations.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think they fucked up with that. Like with the first draft, I think he should have been on SmackDown.
I was
we
just
coulda
about to say that.
I think we
I
could
was
have got
just about to say
AJ
that.
versus Sammy for
Sammy,
the belt.
Yeah.
oh my,
Yeah.
Sammy versus Dolph, Sammy versus Dean. Oh my
Yes.
God.
They
To
messed
me,
up putting him on
Raw was so much stacked with powerhouses
Mhm.
that I don't think it fit his style. I think
Yeah.
SmackDown had the more technical,
It was
Yes.
a wrestling
more,
show.
yeah, yeah.
I think
So
he
I
would have
think
won the IC title at some point if he would have been on
I
SmackDown
believe that
before he
too.
did.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that too.
And or maybe if not, maybe more of the WWE title picture. Because I think during that time it was mainly Seth, Roman, Finn before Finn got injured.
Yeah.
But then SmackDown, I think he probably would have gotten
SmackDown
more
was
time.
wide open, man.
Yeah, it
SmackDown
was
was
wide
wide
open.
open. Jinder won
Yep.
the belt. It was
Yeah,
wide
Jinder.
open. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
Jinder won
you
the
had AJ, Dean, Jinder. You know what I mean? Like,
Baron
was
Corbin was getting over in that time.
yeah. Yo,
Yep.
Baron
Oh
Corbin.
my
I don't like
God,
your
man.
slander of Baron Corbin. Like, okay.
I mean, not like that time. I love Baron Corbin, but I'm saying like now to think about it now, Baron Corbin had time on SmackDown. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yo,
But it's
SmackDown was
like
different back then, man.
it was.
Yes.
2016 was a great year. 2016 was a great year.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess we can move on to the next round. Joel, we're gonna start with you on this one.
Ugh.
Bo Dallas and Velveteen Dream. I did not choose this bracket. I randomized it, so don't blame me for this one. But Bo Dallas and Velveteen Dream. Who do you have moving on, Joel?
This one's hard because Bo Dallas was there when nobody was really watching, and he was
Mm-hmm.
putting in the work when no one was watching NXT.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And just for that, Velveteen Dream had a good run, great matches. I gotta give it to Bo, man. I gotta give it to Bo. I gotta give it to the underdog, man.
Okay.
They fucked him up with the Bo leave shit when he came up, but
That's
like,
true.
If
Very
he
true.
would have
Yeah.
came up with the gimmick he had in NXT, I think he would have did just fine. I don't know about champion, like world champion, but
Yeah.
he could have
Yeah.
been a good IC title
Oh, of
holder.
course.
You know what I mean? Like, but I just think I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt because he was killing it at NXT, and they just called him up before we really like could see what he could do. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because NXT started on the network. Like, it was around before then, like online and shit. But like when the network started, he was only there for such a short period of time. We really didn't get to appreciate him. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'll give him this one.
Yeah. Mikey,
You
who
want
do
me
you
to go
have
next?
between?
All right, I got the boy Dream, man. And the reason why I give it the Dream is you got to think when he was in NXT, how stacked NXT was.
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano, you had Ciampa, you had Adam Cole, you had Kyle O'Reilly, you had Aleister Black. And for him to really make a name for himself during that time, because he was only 22, 23. He wasn't like these other guys who've been wrestling on the indies for 10 plus years before they got there.
Yeah.
He's a homegrown talent. And he belonged there. And there was some points where they said Vince even loved him. Couldn't wait to get him up on the main roster before he messed himself up. But if you just talk about the matches he put on that takeover, his presentation, his character, the aura he had around him, I got to go with Velveteen Dream. I love what Bo Dallas did. Like you said, Bo Dallas was at the start when there was no eyes, but Velveteen Dream was just he was supposed to be the guy, man. He was supposed to be the guy, but he messed it up. But I'm going Velveteen Dream.
Homegrown, tough enough, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna
only
say.
22, 23 when all that
Yeah.
when NXT was in its prime and still holding his own.
Like for me, it's kind of the same, a similar reason because I actually went with Bo Dallas here. Um,
Oh,
I went with Bo mainly. The only thing that stood out to me, kind of similar to what Mikey said with Velveteen, was that Bo Dallas won the championship when he was 22, 23 years old.
they believed in him.
They believed
believed in
he still holds. No, I don't know if Braun Breaker won it. I don't know how old he was, but I think Bo Dallas won at 22, and he still is the youngest person to hold the NXT title. So to me, that's still amazing how no one was able to beat it, even though Bo Dallas has been in NXT in like 10 years. Um, so I think to me that's very impressive. So that's the only reason why I chose. And yeah, Valentine Dream was a great talent. I think the
Oh
character
yeah,
was
he was
amazing.
killing it. Yeah.
Um, but it's just I think that like I said, the Bo Dallas with being the youngest, still to this day, the youngest NXT champion ever, it's amazing to me.
And let's not forget, Bo Dallas had some bangers too.
He
That
did.
ladder match,
Hell yeah.
he had a ladder match with Adrian, with Neville, I believe.
Neville
Yeah,
for the
With
belt.
that's when
Neville,
he
with
won
I
it.
think
Big
that was the
E.
first. I think that was the first.
It was the first
Takeover.
ladder match.
Like the first pay per view, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Like the first.
Yeah,
takeover.
that too. Yep.
Yeah.
And ladder match at
believe so.
NXT. Yep.
I believe so. But yeah, I don't know. It's just that time, like you said, Joel, there was not a lot of eyes on him. But if they were, I think he would get a bigger treatment than what he had.
I mean,
You
there's
know?
a reason they got a takeover, man. He was,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they were
Yeah.
doing something right down there. He was doing something right to get the belt
Yep.
put on him.
He was.
Because look at the talent that was down there.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You
Like,
get Big E,
yeah,
Seth.
bro, Tyler Breeze never held the belt,
Yeah, that was
which
that
is
was a
Yeah.
con.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, Bo Dallas was doing something right, man. They believed in him. He was having good ass matches, and
Mhm.
then just the change of gimmick and Nicola fucked it up.
Yeah. Messed it completely up.
Yeah.
Really, really bad. And I don't know why they. That was just a random change. I remember seeing the Bo Leave stuff, and I was like, "What the?" And he
It
also
worked for
competed.
like the first 2 weeks. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, okay.
Yeah, it was funny or whatever, but when he just kept saying it and then getting squashed right after, it was like, all right.
Yeah.
You're,
But the thing
you're
about it-
jabroni.
Yeah. The nail in the coffin was when he came out. I forgot what pay per view was like the night after to confront Brock and Brock. Just,
Oh, yep.
I think it was
Yeah,
after
smashed him.
SummerSlam, and it was just like, yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
This ain't working.
Yeah, it's over.
And
It's over.
Yeah, this is after this, nothing's happening.
Didn't he get put in the social society, whatever it was called, with
Social
Curtis
Outcast.
Axel, social
Yeah.
outcast? Yeah.
Social Outcast, the B Team.
The B
Yo, he
team.
was doing
Oh
a lot.
yeah. The B team was
Yeah.
okay. It was
The B
okay.
team
It
was
was okay.
actually-
Potentially, it could be
Yeah.
Uncle Howdy. We don't know. We don't know if he's gonna be Uncle Howdy.
Maybe.
But the thing is, too, like I think we said this in the last bracket episode with you and me and Joel and Anthony. I think he was the first NXT person to be in a Royal Rumble match, too.
That too. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was also kind of the reason why, I had to put Bo. I mean, I love Velveteen as a competitor, as an in-ring, character and stuff like that, but I had to go with Bo. Bo for sure.
Okay.
So next one,
I don't
who
like
do we
this
have?
one.
Nah,
Me
I don't.
neither.
You know what?
I
I'm
don't
gonna
like this one.
I'm gonna start it off this one. I'm gonna start this one off, so
Take
I
it
can be
off.
fair.
Take it off.
So the only this also was a tough one, but I had to go with this person because not because I'm being biased, because he's my favorite superstar currently to this day, but I have to go with Johnny Gargano because what he had done in NXT, um, I guess he was one of the people who you can consider, the heart and soul of NXT. Like Sami Zayn was, yes, at his time, but over time, I think Johnny Gargano took that title from him of being the heart and soul of NXT.
Yeah.
And I love Tommaso Ciampa, even though his heel turn was amazing. I still think Johnny Gargano had the better matches, the better title run, the better, just a better overall performance in NXT, in my opinion. He was the reason why that I kept on watching NXT week in and week out, even when it was on Wednesdays. Everything that Johnny
Mhm.
Gargano was doing, I was watching. And when Dynamite came through in AEW, I was watching NXT here and there because I knew Johnny Gargano was having this match because this person and because he won this match. So I had to go with Johnny Gargano here. It was a tough one, but I had to choose. My heart was telling me Johnny Gargano.
All
Okay.
right, you want me to go, Joel?
Yeah, do it.
To me, this is the best face NXT history versus the best heel
Mm-hmm.
in NXT history. And I'm gonna go with Johnny. Slight edge. I hate
Ooh.
doing this. I really hate doing this, but I'm a slight edge with Johnny Gargano. Just for the simple fact, there was a long brief of time where Ciampa was hurt.
Yeah.
Ciampa was hurt, and Gargano and Adam Cole filled that slot in while he was gone, and he just couldn't have a bad match. You could put Johnny Gargano versus me at a takeover in NXT Prime, and it will be a 5-star. He couldn't have a bad match to save its life. And then even when he turned heel, he sold that. He
Yeah.
sold the heel run perfectly. Well, the first time I ain't like that whole the way stuff when he did the second time, but the first heel
We don't
turn,
talk about that.
that was trash. That was trash.
I
That was trash.
fucked with the way. I'm a big way fan. The
Nah. Well,
way fan.
that
That
was
was a good
garbage.
way.
Yeah,
uh,
but the first heel turn when him and Ciampa was heel at one point, it
yeah,
was
yeah,
so beautiful. But
yeah.
I got to give my hat ups to Ciampa too. To me, like I said, the best heel NXT history. But I gotta go with Gargano. Oh, that
Yeah.
was hard. I hate that you
I
made me do
know.
that.
Yeah.
Ah,
I was like, I have to
Yeah,
rip the band-aid off at some point. I gotta say it. Joel, who do you have between the two?
Tommaso. Come on,
Tommaso.
that's an easy
mm,
choice for me. I think he had better matches, better performance, better like I guess what would you call it, like presentation, like a better
okay.
presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you say, he's the best heel in NXT history. Um, love Gargano, love him. Got great matches. Think Champa has fucking bangers. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Gargano has great matches. He got bangers here and there, right? But
Yeah.
it's mostly title matches. But Champa, week in, week out, take it over in and out, putting on fucking bangers. He was the match you wanted to see on the takeover card. He
Mm-hmm.
was probably the most, for a time, anticipated match on the card, even when he wasn't the champion, which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did have that little injury, and Gargano did step up, but there's a name in the next bracket that I think put
Mm-hmm.
it over the bar that wasn't Gargano, and that's why I gave it to Ciampa.
Yeah. I mean, I think their best feud was
Gargano
against each other,
stepped
though.
up, but
Yeah.
that name down there stepped up even more. And then when
Mm-hmm.
Ciampa came back, it was just you knew they had to implode.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, to me, Johnny Gargano, like I said before, like Johnny Gargano is my favorite wrestler current to this day. Because of his run, and I know as much as I love both of them, and I think both of them had a great NXT run. It was just I don't know. I just feel like Johnny Gargano was the right choice here. He
Yeah.
was,
He also lost points because of the fucking way. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's true too.
yeah,
That's
He
true
also
too.
lost points.
Oh,
yeah.
Joel, I got a question for you. What was your
What's
favorite
up?
Ciampa match?
My favorite Ciampa match is probably against Gargano, to be honest, or Cole,
I was about to say that one
or
in NXT Portland, Takeover Portland with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But go
the
ahead, I'm sorry.
Beautiful.
Cole one is
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, that might be it, to be
And then my
honest.
favorite match too was against Andrade, Gargano and Andrade.
Oh my god, that was a
That
Oh, that
banger
was
was
a
too.
banger. That was a
beautiful.
banger.
That was a
That was
banger too.
yeah.
Andrade, yo, Andrade versus McIntyre though. Do y'all remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
That shit, I think that was one of the best matches
But
NXT
Drew
ever put.
McIntyre
Oh
versus
yeah.
Bobby Roode the night Adam Cole debuted, that moment,
Yeah,
like probably one of the greatest moments of NXT history.
yeah.
Like
Yes.
the whole Undisputed Era debut, beautiful. If the thank God we only did 16, because if we did a 24 one, it would have been like a completely long ass bracket that we'd probably be here for hours doing. But thankfully we did the 16 one only, because there's so many people that we left out that could have been on this list.
I think we got the heavy hitters though.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
we got the heavy hitters.
for sure. Yeah, it sucks that Tommaso Ciampa had to go this early, but that was tough. That was tough.
Yeah, I don't know how y'all pick Gargano over. Maybe
It's
I'm
hard.
stuck.
Yeah, it
Maybe
was
I'm looking at
hard though. I
stuff
had to sit
different.
down
Hard.
and think about it. I was like,
Maybe I'm just more of a heel guy. Maybe that's what it is.
yeah,
I
Oh,
just watch his
I
heel
love me some
work
heels
so
too.
much.
yeah. I left some
Like
heels too,
even when
but
Gargano did the heel shit, I feel like he couldn't sell it to me. And I think it's
Really?
just because I saw him as a babyface for so long that I was just like, why are you trying so hard?
the thing is though, the reason why I liked the way was because it was entertaining. It wasn't the
The way
top
it
guy,
was
but
it was there.
I found it entertaining. I
It
personally
was
did.
To
I
there.
me,
personally,
at that point, I had stopped watching NXT because it
Yeah.
wasn't what it was anymore. So
Yeah.
I guess that's why it didn't grow on me. But the way it was just,
Yeah, I just
yeah,
never was the biggest fan of it.
yeah,
yeah,
But they did have some segments that were entertaining. Like you could go back and watch that were actually like pretty
yeah.
good.
yeah.
I understand, but yeah. So we can go on to the next one. Adam Cole versus Ricochet. Mikey, do you want to get this one off? I know you really.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not. This is not a discussion. Adam Cole.
Yep.
Adam Cole,
Do we
baby.
even have to say like reasons?
Like,
Yeah, I have
for this
Adam Cole
one?
too.
just go ahead and put the 3 on the board.
The
Like, come
sweep.
on,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep.
Yeah.
Clean sweep.
it's a clean sweep. But if we were to tell a reason, the dude couldn't miss.
Yeah.
He had probably the greatest faction in NXT history in the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
They all held gold at one point.
That was a beautiful.
Then don't he got
What
the
a time.
longest, one of the longest, or if not the longest reign?
I think so.
NXT?
I think he has one of the longest. I think he's up there. He might be up there.
Yeah,
Longest.
And mind, as a little guy in the WWE
Yeah.
world where WWE promotes nothing but big guys, he's a
Mhm.
little guy doing this. Okay, that'll tell you something. That'll tell you something. And to me, when he debuted it, that solidified NXT as a brand, not developmental no more. It was a
Yeah.
full on. Okay, it's Raw, SmackDown, NXT,
And he
and there
made
was
you.
Sometimes NXT was first.
Most of the
definitely.
time NXT was first. I
Most
think.
definitely.
Yeah,
Most of the time NXT was
No.
first, and someone commented Adam Cole accomplished a lot more stuff in NXT.
Oh,
That is true.
100%.
He was
Yeah.
the first ever NXT North American champion. That ladder match was amazing. He retained the tag titles the
forgot
same
about that.
night with Kyle O'Reilly.
Yup.
Jesus Christ, that guy was on a run.
The Roderick turn.
Yeah, the Roderick turn. Roderick joined them.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
The
moment was cool.
matches, the promos. Come on, man. The
Yeah.
run, the title runs he had.
Yeah,
May-
that was
maybe
amazing.
the greatest performance in NXT history.
And
Like,
to me,
Probably.
as a run.
Ricochet's was way too short. Too.
Yes.
Way too short.
And that's why he doesn't get a lot of love.
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
NXT.
And then
That's
when he
why
got
it
to the
was a
main
clean
roster, they
sweep.
had like no idea what to do with him. It was like they just
He was just like guy that was extremely athletic to them. They
Yeah.
Go
didn't
out there
have.
and do a flip.
They still don't really know what to do with him. If you want to be honest,
No, they don't.
he had the same character for like the last 5 years, and
Yeah.
he don't have a character. So it's just like
exactly. It's just the guy who's just making like great moments in matches, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
as great as he is in the ring, it's like what can you do with him?
And
Really?
then I
He
think
can do a lot. It's just they just don't know what to do.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that is.
I
true.
think NXT hit him a lot better. 'Cause like I said, NXT was more, we're going to tell you the story through our matches. We want you to feel the
Mhm.
story through our matches. So Ricochet didn't have to talk a lot.
Yeah.
He could
Yeah.
just, which helped him a lot. When you got the WWE who wants to put you in all these 15-minute promos and these backstage segments, it's like, what do he have to talk about? He's a guy who flips.
exactly,
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
No, that's a fact, though.
His
yeah.
his performance does all the talking for him, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But it doesn't work like that in WWE.
It
Yeah.
doesn't.
They
Yeah.
want
It doesn't.
You to, yeah.
So it's weird, but I respect Ricochet a lot, but it's just I don't know. Like you
Yeah,
said,
no.
I don't know what they could do with him right now, and his time was kind of short. Next round, the last one, the first round, Pete Dunne versus Samoa Joe.
Whew.
Joel, I want to start with you with this one. I'm going to put you in the hot seat right here. Who do you have?
Pete Dunne is only because Samoa Joe didn't have a long run. He doesn't have the accolades that Pete Dunne has in NXT. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's not his fault. He didn't have as long as a run as he should have. I feel like he got called up pretty early. I guess because of his name, like they were like, okay,
guess
let's do it,
so.
which should have worked. But for some reason, shit just doesn't work in WWE. That should work.
Yeah.
But it just didn't go over well. Pete Dunne is incredible. The UK tournament, the UK title run, jumping back and forth between the UK and the US, NXT, putting on fucking bangers. Yeah, it's not really much you can say. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I'm
just
not mad that you chose Pete Dunne. Like I fuck with Pete Dunne heavily. But I had to go I put Samoa Joe down mainly because I just enjoyed his matches better.
I got you.
Um Even though you're right, like he did have a short run, but I just enjoyed the Samoa Joe. I love Samoa Joe. Like you can't go wrong with Samoa Joe
Yeah.
anywhere.
at
The
all.
I also put it with.
dirtiest heels you could ever see.
Oh, of
So I
course,
loved it.
yeah. I also gave the edge to Pete Dunne also because nobody would give a fuck about NXT UK if it wasn't for Pete
Yeah.
Dunne.
Oh
We
yes,
love
Yeah.
Tyler Bate,
absolutely.
we love Seven, we love all the guys at the UK, but Pete Dunne was the one that, like, even when if you watch the first tournament that happened, he was the guy that stuck out to you, and you were
Yeah.
like, this fucking guy gotta win it, right?
That is true,
Gotta,
yeah.
gotta.
He
But it
had
was
to.
probably better that he didn't, and then just had that incredible run, putting on great matches. I think it was the Takeover Chicago show that him and Bate went at it for like the first match in the States.
I think
Was
so.
it Takeover
Yeah.
Chicago or no? It was a
I'm not
Takeover,
sure.
and they fucking just went at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I gave Dunn
Yeah, I'm not
the
mad at that.
edge.
Mikey, who do you have? Who do you have going to the next round?
I'm with Joel. I got to give Pete
Yeah.
Dunne the slightest edge.
Mhm.
Two reasons really. One, that match he had with Walter.
Oh
Oh my
yes.
god.
Was
Oh
it the New
my.
York one? The New York?
I believe it
Yeah.
was. I believe it was.
Mhm.
And two, Samoa Joe run just wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
was a two-time champion, though, right? I
Yeah, he
believe,
was.
yeah,
He
Yeah.
two-time
was.
champion. It just wasn't long enough. And I love NXT Samoa Joe because when he showed up, it was just straight business.
Oh yeah.
No
Yeah.
That was it.
talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I'm coming to whip that ass. But
Yeah.
Pete Dunne,
Yeah.
Pete Dunne give the slightest edge. But to go to your comment, Joel, I feel like Samoa Joe didn't work in WWE because he was a big guy, but he could wrestle.
Yeah.
That was the problem. See,
Yeah.
take a guy like Otis, right? As big as he is, he can't wrestle. He's just a powerhouse. Samoa
But Samoa
Joe,
Joe was athletic. He was
right? Samoa
athletic.
Joe wasn't
Yeah.
just a powerhouse. He
Yeah.
wants to whoop your ass in that ring. He
Yeah.
wants to make it hurt with kicks and chops
Mm-hmm.
and all these. It's just Samoa Joe should have worked, but it didn't because Vince McMahon
Yeah.
doesn't like wrestling. He just like entertainment. But that's
Exactly.
another topic for
That's
another day.
exactly what the fuck it is.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
exactly what the fuck it is.
But
Well, yeah.
I
Once he saw Samoa Joe can't do a gorilla press, he was like, "Oh, well, can't use this
yeah.
guy."
What could I do with you, Joe?
Yeah.
You
But
can't
for
even
me,
go over
when
the
like
top rope.
when Samoa Joe debuted in NXT, I remember that his first appearance
Oh my
was
god.
against Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, yep.
Yeah,
That was
that presence because
after.
Samoa Joe was like the first person from TNA that I was introduced to.
Yeah.
So I was like, to see him in NXT was like, wow, this. Even though the rumors were buzzing around, it just hit different. I don't know what it was. It just hit different. But
Yeah.
I love Pete Dunne. I'm not mad that he moved on to the next round. For some reason, my heart was telling me Samoa Joe to go with this one, the next round. Now up
This
the
is where it
second
gets
round.
hard. This is
Yeah,
where it
this
gets
is where it gets
hard.
hard. This is where it gets hard. Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. Damn, this is tough. I want to start this one off. Then I'm start it off. I chose Shinsuke.
Mm.
I chose Shinsuke. I as much as I love Finn Balor, Shinsuke, his presence too, his group. The day he won, he got into the main roster. That whole introduction to him in the main roster pretty much told you how impactful he was in NXT.
Mhm.
You know, they had a violin player. Everyone was quiet and like they were acknowledging his debut on SmackDown. Finn Balor, he kind of got called up in a different way. I believe he was drafted to Raw.
Yep.
But if he had a similar debut, maybe you can say the same thing. But the way I saw it was, like I said, Shinsuke's debut on SmackDown pretty much told you everything you needed to know about his time in NXT and how much he meant to the WWE fans.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I had to choose Shinsuke here over Finn Balor. It was hard. It was tough, but I chose Shinsuke.
Well, go ahead, Joel. I still
Nah,
got some
Mikey,
time
you
to.
got it. Oh, you want some time? You need
I'll
some
go.
time?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm gonna still go with Finn Balor on this one, man. I feel like when Shinsuke, especially when he was champion, I think NXT was just a little bit bigger. I think there were like more takeovers. Big takeovers were a little bit bigger. But
Yeah.
Finn Balor, man, those rivalries with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, and then extra match with Neville, and I feel like he had a lot of underrated matches other than his main title matches.
Yep.
And then, what we keep forgetting about is his second run as well.
Yeah.
Not just his first one, his second one. He came back and he fought Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole and Riddle and all these guys. So slight edge to Finn Balor, slight edge.
It
Slight
was a tough
edge.
one. It was tough for me too. Joel, break it up here. Who's going on to the next round?
Finn, man. Finn, like I said, he made NXT international. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was the one that made it a global thing. Like when he won the title was in Japan. They knew he was a Japan guy coming from New Japan. Why not have that moment over there? Yeah, and like you said, his second run, the matches he was putting on, not only his title matches, it was just, yeah, Finn got it, man. Finn got it.
Yeah.
So I guess Finn's going on. Damn, damn, I really thought Shinsuke was gonna go there. That wasn't gonna be the only one. I was like, damn.
And then imagine how much better his second run would have been if the pandemic didn't hit.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that is also true.
Yeah.
That is
Imagine that. So
because that also messed it up for him as well. A lot of
Yeah.
Our pandemic fucked a lot of shit.
and he still had a good run though. He still
Yeah.
had a good run during that. It's just
Yeah.
NXT just lost its magic because the crowd was NXT. So when the
that's
crowd is not
exactly-
there, it's like yeah.
I was gonna
That is
say
true.
that was the killer of NXT, the pandemic era.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was it. I mean, I feel like that. I don't want to say that's the only reason. That's part of the reason why they kind of lost viewership, in my opinion. If the crowd was there, if they had takeovers with an audience, I think
Oh,
it
yeah.
would be a lot better than what it was.
Oh yeah.
Because if you think about it, from the time AEW started in October till the pandemic, it was a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So who knows what would have happened between?
And they were both putting on good ass shows, and then just the pandemic hit, and just I don't know what happened with NXT. It just kind of fell off.
That crowd.
Yeah.
That's one thing about NXT. No matter what the matches was, the crowd was always invested.
Yeah,
And it's not like, okay, they was invested in one match and then the next match is dead. No, every match that came on the card, whether it's mid card, main title match, it didn't matter. That crowd was just so magical.
exactly,
So magical.
Yeah.
exactly. Not mad at the Finn Balor one, but I really thought Shinsuke was going to go far in this bracket. Next round, Kevin Owens KO versus Sami Zayn, the best of friends. Who started the last one? Joel, did you? I started the last one. Joel, do you want to start this one off?
Sami Zayn.
Ooh.
I don't
Okay.
You want me to explain it? Or?
Yeah, if you want
I
to.
feel
If you want to.
Sami Zayn, the guy in NXT, the face, the real, like, he had like the perfect run, in my opinion, putting over so many guys that were coming in because he was the established star.
Yeah.
Like you said, he didn't have that long of a title run, but I don't think that mattered for him. I don't think that really hurt him, or he didn't really gain anything from that anyway. It was really just to, I think his title run, hate to say it, was to prepare Kevin Owens for the title run. So it was kind of like just putting it on him for the story, which doesn't mean just putting it on the guy. He's somebody that fans care about. People have been rooting for him for, I think, the first 2 years of NXT. So it was like, for him to finally get the title and then his best friend to turn on him and all this other stuff, it was more built like sympathy, but you couldn't, and empathy, but you couldn't do that with nobody else because nobody else was really like the face. Nobody was really like the guy. Sami Zayn was the only person you could do that with. I feel like it's not with Kevin Owens. You could have really put him in that situation with anybody that came in. You could have put him with Joe. When Joe came in, you could put him with Rude, McIntyre, and the list goes on.
Yeah.
Love Kevin Owens, though.
Same here. Mikey, who do you have going in next round?
I'm gonna have KO, man. Just for what he did with that crossover with John Cena.
Yeah.
It brought so many eyes because at that point WWE was just too known off for entertainment. And what Kevin Owens brought was the wrestling side of it. Was a wrestling style that they wasn't used to seeing. A big guy that can move like that. I don't, but Sami Zayn had an incredible match. Like Joel said, he put over so many of the top stars. Actually, take it back. Take it back. I gotta go Sammy. I'm thinking of the matches with Shinsuke. I'm thinking of the matches with
Yeah.
with Cesaro, and I gotta go with Sammy.
I was so close of having you finish because I had Kevin Owens too. I had Kevin Owens on this one. When I
Sammy,
was like, oh, is he gonna finish it? Is he gonna say it?
As I was talking about Kevin Owens, all the Sami Zayn I just kept popping. I was like,
Yeah.
pick Sammy. It got me.
I agree, but for me, Kevin Owens is like I between the two runs, I just love Kevin Owens' run better because to me during that time, even in the main roster, I personally thought he was like the best heel they had at that time.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm like his run, even though NXT was kind of short, I fucked with it heavily, and I'm like that meant like Sami Zayn had a little bit of a head start, and he had all these matches against these top guys, and I loved his run. I'm not saying I don't. It's just Kevin Owens is like I feel like he was the guy that I don't know how to explain it. But I just feel like he had a better like important run, if that makes sense. Even though Sami Zayn is more memorable, I think Kevin Owens had the more important run, so that's why I had to choose him. And I'm a big Kevin Owens guy too. Even to this day, I couldn't choose him. But
I got a question for you though.
Yeah, what's up?
Would you care if it was changed from Sammy? Would you care if Kevin Owens came in and turned on Neville and was like, "Oh, okay"?
That wouldn't have been important. You know what I mean? Because
Sammy made it even more important and made you be like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
Like,
because it was the history
how
between
could
the
he
two.
do this to his best friend?
Yeah.
But that's what made him the greatest heel. Can't have a greatest heel and the biggest heel in the company without the best babyface.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true. But I don't know. I just feel like his pettiness of being a heel was amazing, and I love that. So that's why I had to choose Kevin Owens. I mean, I almost had you, Mikey. I was like, please finish.
I almost had.
I was like,
the whole crossover with John Cena, because I really love this matches with John Cena.
Yeah.
Because like I said, that's what brought me into NXT. Was just seeing that, and then when I finally got NXT, and I seen Sami Zayn and Nakamura and all these different wrestlers, I was like, oh, I love this way better than the main roster. But it was Kevin Owens who introduced me to all that. But Sami Zayn, but as I started researching, I started looking at Sami Zayn matches at NXT. It was just like, oh my god, this dude can't have a bad match. He can't.
Yeah, that is true. Next round, Bo Dallas, Johnny Gargano. Is this a clean sweep? Do you all have?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Bo's not touching.
Yeah.
Johnny just been in way too long. Way bigger of a
maybe
platform
longer
than
he should have, but
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
But I think Johnny Gargano was the better between the two. I'm sorry, Bo.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
Shout out to Bo for help starting it.
Oh yeah, of course.
You can say with no Bo Dallas, there is no Johnny Gargano on NXT because Bo helped it.
That is a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true. Sorry, Bo, but I agree with that 100%. Adam Cole and Pete Dunne to end out the second round. What do we have here? Let's start off with Mikey. Who do you have?
This is not the undergo Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne has done so much for that NXT UK brand and the type of style it brings.
Yeah.
But come on, Adam Cole, baby. Take that. Yeah, it's Adam Cole around here, baby. Like I said,
I was leaving you at first. I'm like,
I just love everything about Adam Cole.
Yeah,
I love his title runs. He made you just want to like see get his ass whooped, but you just love seeing him in the ring.
Yes.
And then like so when you put the UE around him, that was just a perfect faction around him. I just love Adam Cole's run and NXT, just period. And then his debut was clean. Clean.
I agree. I have Adam Cole too. I mean, I love Pete Dunne. I love everything that he's done in NXT UK. I think he was the longest reigning NXT UK champion, and everything. I think for me, he got me invested into NXT UK because when that first started, it was like, why would I want to watch this?
Yeah.
But then I saw his matches, and I'm like, okay, now I see why. Because he really brought out the British strong style, like his group and stuff. Like, I think he had the importance of British wrestling.
Yes,
100%.
But I had to go with Adam Cole, though. You can't go against Adam Cole with his run in NXT.
No, yeah, that's a fact. I got Adam Cole too. But shout out Pete Dunne because without Pete Dunne, we don't have Walter. Without him making that style so prevalent in NXT UK, who knows if eyes even go on Walter with the very strong style.
And Walter's debut too was actually pretty cool because it was against Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome to see.
And what was dope was all all the UK fans were in on it, and I was just like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is dope. I don't know who
Yep.
this guy is, but this is sick. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I heard the
saw,
name.
yeah, like I saw indie matches here and
Yeah.
there, but it was like I wasn't really invested in him. It was like, oh shit, this guy's for
Yeah.
real. But it wasn't
And
like, yo, I gotta see this guy.
the way they presented him was so perfect too, because Pete Dunne is a bruiser. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah,
so when you bring in Walter, you're like, okay, he can out punch, out strike Pete
Yeah.
Dunne. It's like, okay, I gotta see this. I
Exactly.
gotta see this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And that whole presentation of like that the lights went off, you only saw him in the middle. Like you knew who it was, even
Yeah.
though his Titantron didn't pop up yet. It was like, oh, that's shit, it's Walter. And then like it was just so cool.
and then when the crowd got involved with his entrances, it was
Yeah.
just like he felt like a main boss. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
all
the
right,
final boss. Yeah.
yeah, like
But
Felt
yeah.
like nobody could beat that guy.
yeah. For a while, it was like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a run. He had a run.
He did, yeah. Yeah. I love that. But yeah, shout out to both of them, Pete Dunne and Walter.
Yeah.
Final four. What a final four this is. Jesus Christ. Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn, John Gargano versus Adam Cole. Wow.
God.
Oh man.
Oh man.
To start off with Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. I'll start off this one off. I have to go with Finn Balor here. I have to go with Finn Balor. Nothing against Sami Zayn, but it's like I think Finn Balor was. I just think he's between wrestling wise. I think Finn Balor is better, and like we've been saying since the beginning, since Finn Balor started in NXT, he really changed a lot for it to make it better. And yeah, Sami Zayn's like the pillar, I guess, the man who started it off. I kind of think Finn Balor carried the torch and made it even better. So I don't know. It was tough because Sami Zayn and Finn Balor weren't even in my final four, but between these two, it was like I kind of had to go with Finn Balor here.
Wait, pause real quick. Who was on the top bracket?
I had Shinsuke and Kevin Owens.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, where were you going with
It's like
this?
Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black. No, John. But yeah, I had Shinsuke and Kevin Owens, but like now looking at this, and I'm like, this is a tough one to choose. But I like Finn Balor's run. I think he had more accomplishments in NXT than Sami Zayn too. So it was hard. It was very hard. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Yeah, I'm like,
If we're talking about impact, I have to give it to Sammy. In the sense of when Finn was there, it was mainly to put Finn over.
Yeah.
Until like the end where he put Samoa Joe as the next big heel. While Sammy was there, it was other than the title reign he had, it was to put these other stars over. And how do you do that? You put them in the ring with Sami Zayn. Right? So
yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard. I also think Finn had a little bigger platform with the takeovers being introduced and being bigger now. I gotta give the slight edge to Sammy though, man. And then to me, like I said, KO and Sammy had the first real storyline in NXT in terms of okay, I'm invested. I gotta give it to Sammy.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's hard though.
Yeah. Yeah. I would be mad. Joel, break the ice here. Who's going to the final round? Finn Balor or Sami Zayn? Game winner.
both had incredible runs, right?
Both
killed it. I gotta give it to Sammy. Love Finn. But I like the points Mikey made.
Yeah.
He's the established star you put in the ring with. That's why Nakamura had his first match against Sammy, and it wasn't against just anybody. Also Finn, I don't know. I feel like Finn was around when there was just so many heavy hitters. Sammy really put NXT on his back and ran with it.
Yes.
Yeah. That is true.
No shot at Finn, but like when Finn was around, Owens, you know what I mean? Like there was so many people on the card, and then his second come up to NXT with Gargano, Champ, Velveteen, like all those guys were on the card. And it's just like there was so many heavy hitters that like dope he was putting on good matches, but like okay, you know what I mean? Like if he didn't have a good match, we can go to the other titles and watch those matches because those were also very good.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn was at a time that he had NXT on his back, and he was just follow me, I got y'all. You know what I mean? Like I got you guys.
And to
And
no, I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, and to be honest, like Sami Zayn had like I said, the first real storyline with Kevin Owens where it was like you had to tune in to see how this gonna play out.
Yes, yeah,
You know, before NXT was just like, okay, we got a good champion, we got a good challenger. They're gonna have a great wrestling match, but there's no storyline between it. But Sami Zayn introduced like, okay,
yeah,
let's put some emotion into this. You
Yeah.
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Like you could watch a video package before the takeover, but when Sammy and Kevin start their stuff, you were watching every Wednesday on the network, trying to figure out, even
Exactly.
when it was pre-taped.
Right.
That's how good it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just a different time, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta give it to Sammy.
Damn.
Just slight
That was also a
edge,
surprise
slight
to me
edge.
too. Damn. Sami Zayn in the final.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Don't say
Yeah.
wow.
No.
Don't say
Like I was.
wow.
No.
I wasn't
No.
expecting
No.
either,
Now,
to be
now you're making me
honest.
say that I hate Sammy. I don't hate Sammy. I'm glad he's in the finals, but I was like, it wasn't what I thought of when I started filling this out.
How about
I
you,
didn't have
Mikey?
him
You
this
had
far.
him in
That's
your
why.
final?
I had
Huh?
Shinsuke and somebody else, but in this round, I didn't think it's gonna go far. But
Who did you have, Mikey? Who was in your finals, like on the top?
yeah, on the top side.
Oh, mine was Balor and Gargano, which is crazy because
Oh, okay.
I just rooted against Balor, but then when I started thinking, it was just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Zayn over.
I actually had Zayn in the
When we
final.
had these discussions, it's like it's easier to change your mind. That's why we had
Yeah.
this episode
Yeah.
too. Just imagine if you actually did choose Finn Balor, the days would be different.
Yeah.
Or Kevin Owens that you made.
Yeah.
I thought you had my side on that one.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm not forgetting about it.
I switched on you at the buzzer beater.
He said,
Yeah.
I thought you had my side on that one.
Yeah. So
Oh,
Mike, you said you had Gargano in this one?
nah, but like I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, you did. So you
Okay.
changed.
I don't. All
You
right.
want to think about it, or you good?
You want to think about it? You want us to go first?
Yeah, y'all go first. Y'all go
Okay.
first.
Joel, you want to start this one off?
I'll kick it off. Adam Cole, 100%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Mm.
1,000%.
It sounds like
And
Mikey's
we've
disagreeing
already
with you.
brought up every thing that he's done. Title runs, greatest faction, great matches, great promo skills. The charisma on that guy is ridiculous. You could go on and on about him. Love Gargano. Love him. Had great matches, everything. Adam Cole, just a full package. He's just the overall full package.
Mm.
That is true. That is true. Mikey, do you have
Okay,
anything?
I think I'm ready.
You think you're ready? Who do you have between the two?
I'm gonna go with Gargano.
Okay. Is that your final choice?
For now, it is.
Okay.
Right now, I also think about what I forgot about Gargano is how he was in the tag division with Ciampa.
Yes.
And let me tell you, so we went from having the Ascension and Kalisto and Sin Cara to then when DIY came in, you had them feuding with what's the name?
Revival.
Revival.
Oh yeah.
The Arthur of Pain. Oh
Alpha
man.
Academy.
Alpha Academy.
American Alpha. Yeah.
Yeah. They flipped that tag team division upside down and killed it. And then when you have a great tag team like that, and for both of them to split and to have great runs, I have to. And I gotta account Gargano was just there a little bit before Adam Cole came.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I don't know. I gotta give it a. Right now with Gargano, I'm with Gargano right now. Right before I change my mind.
That's part of the reason why I love Johnny Gargano to this day. Is like he started off in the Cruiserweight Classic and before that.
Yeah.
You know, he started off. I mean, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Joel, but I think they were a tag team before WWE. Maybe if I'm wrong about that, but I think they were. I don't know. But the fact that they went from Cruiserweight Classic to a DIY to being a great tag team to being great individual stars, but I love Adam Cole. I don't know. I love Adam Cole. It's just Adam Cole, like you said, Joel, he was the full package, everything you needed in a star. He carried that division too. Him, Gargano, Tommaso, those three carried NXT for a while.
Him stepping up when Bobby Fish got injured in the tag.
In the same night. So that's why I had to go with Adam Cole here. I had to go with Adam Cole. I love Adam. I love Johnny Gargano. Again, Gargano's my favorite wrestler to this day, but Adam Cole is just amazing run he had.
But
Um,
might I also add the same point that Joel had with Sammy. There was a time where Gargano was putting over a lot of talent as
Oh yeah,
well.
definitely.
yeah, he was. He was.
Don't forget who started that whole Andrade run. Who he beat first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gargano. That really put him over. Like, okay, I can see this guy's champion. So Gargano had, when I think of it like that, he put over a
He put
lot
over a
of
lot of guys.
talent before
Yeah.
he started winning. Because
Yeah.
remember, they was calling him Mr. Takeover. He lost a lot before he
Yeah.
actually won his first
He
That
was
is
getting
takeover.
true.
the Sammy treatment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. But it was like his losses, yeah, they were losses, but they didn't make him look bad.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
made the other person look extremely better, but they didn't make him look bad because they put on such great matches. He put on such great matches.
Well, the
Ah,
only reason I give Cole the edge is because he can make you care about anybody. Like you could
Yeah.
put him in a match with anybody, he'll make you care. Like Organo could give you a great match with anybody, but Cole can make you care about a storyline that you didn't give a fuck about 5 minutes ago. With
Exactly.
just
That is
one
true.
that's
promo.
true.
Give
Yeah.
And
him a little segment, even a backstage promo, and he'll make you care about it. The
Yeah.
greatest promo he did, I think, that always stand, not probably the greatest, but one that always sticks in my mind was him and Cross in
hmm It was
NXT, and
like,
him
you
just
know what makes me
yeah,
special? When they ring the bell. I was like,
yeah,
oh my
just
God. That,
fucking ripped
yeah.
him to pieces.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was chill.
and basically that promo is my argument for Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Like, just like I said, he can make you care about anybody. Got the charisma, could put on great matches with anybody. Not trying to take anything away from Gargano. It's
Yeah.
just Adam Cole is the whole
Adam Cole
package.
is Adam
Like the
Cole.
And
whole.
to add on to that, which is I can't really, I'm actually arguing against myself, but Gargano needs needs a great heel, right?
hmm
To
Yes.
really put on 5-star storylines. You can put
Because he's
anybody in
not
there with
that
Adam
great
Cole.
at. Yeah, it's just he's not that great at promos. Like it's not like
That
his
yep.
top thing.
Yeah,
He's
that
he
Yeah.
could cut a good promo. It's just not his focus.
His
You know what I mean?
strong
His
point.
right.
focus
Yeah.
is in the ring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can put anybody in there with Adam Cole.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Adam Cole is going, you can put a broomstick in there with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
And he's going to find some way, somehow to
Put a
get the
5-star
crowd
in
and 5-star, have the crowd invested.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like I said, he was a little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them were.
He was
Johnny Gargano
both
too.
of them are,
Yeah.
but Adam Cole had a year of the NXT. Remember with Keith Lee and Karrion Kross and
Yes.
Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black and all these other guys were in NXT, hard, heavy hitters, and
Yeah.
he kept that thing on him for a year, over
That
a
is true.
year.
And it
That-
was like, what's Adam Cole doing this week?
Yeah, and you wanted to see who was going to take it off of Adam Cole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Exactly.
Oh, we forgot about Keith Lee on this too, but
Yeah, we did.
you know,
Yeah, we did.
honorable
But-
mention,
But
Yeah.
honorable mention.
honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Yeah, true. But Adam Cole makes it the next round regardless.
Yeah.
Final round. Sami Zayn versus Adam Cole.
This is my
Um,
final.
This was your final?
This was my final. Yeah.
Congratulations.
What a time.
You want to start off, Mikey, with this one, or do you want more time to think about this too?
I'll start off, but my answer might change. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this to Adam Cole.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Adam Cole is just a cherry on top, right?
Yeah.
But especially when he debuted it, like I said, that really just established like, okay, NXT is its own show.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even consider NXT part of WWE no more because it was so much different that from Raw or SmackDown, I considered it its own show ran by Triple H.
Yeah.
And for him, like I said, to be a small guy in the WWE's world and to have the impact that he did, to have the greatest faction, he was good on the mic. He was good in the ring. You could put a big guy against him. You could put a small guy against him. You can put him in the main event of a takeover. You could put him as the second. You could put him as the second match on the takeover card, and he's going to have people invested.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Like Sami Zayn helped built it,
Yep.
but Adam Cole put the sprinkles on it, baby, and it tastes oh so good.
Yeah. 1000% agree with that. I mean, I chose Adam Cole too. Adam Cole is my choice, mainly because what we've been saying the entire time. Adam Cole was just the guy.
That
You
guy.
Yeah.
The
Him.
guy in NXT.
Him. Yeah.
He started off the company. He was a star before WWE, a star when he debuted in WWE, and a star now, even a year after he left WWE. So the fact that he didn't lose momentum, even though he never really had a main roster run, just proves that he can do anything anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think he was just even during his time in NXT was just like you said, the best way to describe it, like you said, Mikey, the cherry on top of an NXT, what an NXT, what a star is, not just an NXT star, but just a star.
Yeah.
So I had to go with Adam Cole here.
Yeah,
Joel.
clean sweep. I love Sammy. I've been arguing for him for the last hour, but Adam Cole is the guy. He's that guy. You know what I mean? Like Mikey said, he's him. You know
He's
what I
him.
mean? Like
Yep.
he's him. Like come on. I think Adam Cole's had the perfect run
Of course.
in NXT history. I think Sammy's a close second, and that's why I had them in the final.
Yep.
But Adam Cole was just, and he knew when to leave. You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Perfect timing too.
Like,
I mean,
it was a perfect blend.
So glad he didn't go to the main roster. So glad.
So glad.
Because if they would have, especially when they talk about making him a manager, if you would, I would have went for Vince myself if he would have tried to make Adam Cole a special talent like that a manager.
Yo, open up.
Yeah, basically, because that would have been ridiculous. But Adam Cole for the win, baby.
Adam Cole, the winner.
Adam Cole's the man, bro.
Between the three of us, Adam Cole officially declared himself the best runner in NXT. There's your guy.
That's the man right there, baby.
There we have it. Adam Cole's our winner.
Can't be mad at all. Can't be mad at that at all. That's undisputed.
That is undisputed. Yeah, that's a great way to end it. That was a great way to end it.
This was a tough bracket, man.
It was.
Holy shit.
And I'm glad you chose. This is the favorite bracket that we've done. So thank you, Mikey, for choosing this because this was actually pretty cool. This is a great topic.
And you know what's crazy? When you think about NXT Prime, it's not that long. Like these guys had these great runs within almost a 6 month to a year span.
Yeah.
So just imagine if more of these guys just had longer runs. Like, okay, maybe Finn Balor had some more matches, or Johnny Gargano had. His was already too long. But say Samoa Joe's was a little bit longer, or Kevin Owens. Yeah. So for them to build NXT to what it was in that short amount of time, especially when WWE wasn't a wrestling company, these guys are incredible for that.
Exactly.
Incredible.
Most definitely. I think if Kevin Owens, I think he's the one that stands out. If he would have stood there a little longer,
probably
he would have been up there in the finals with Cole.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it just sucks that some. I mean, it really varies too. Like, you can't really say that. Like, it's not really up to their control of how long they stayed there. So maybe if he would have gone a little bit more time, you would have seen.
What it is, I think, is just with the people that came in after he went up. I think he would have just.
And it was different eras too. I mean, you can't compare 2013 to 2019, and you know what I mean?
No, definitely.
So it's 2 different years. But yeah, that was it for the bracket. Before we go, I was going to say thank you, Mikey, for coming on and choosing this topic. You had a great time. You want to plug your stuff in before we leave?
Oh yes. Really just my YouTube, my TikTok. Follow me at MikeyStaxx on YouTube. Subscribe, man. And TikTok, MikeyStaxx as well. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. We already have your stuff, so go follow him in the description. The stuff's in the description. Go follow him there. Again, this is episode number 2 of the Fanatic Bracket. Thank you again, Mikey. My name is Nick. With me was my co-host Joel, and we will see you guys next time.
Gotcha.